Imagine leaving town for a few days only to find out that an entitled HOA broke onto your private ranch and hosted her entire wedding with 150 guests without permission, without respect, and without even thinking there would be consequences. She thought she could get away with it until the truth exploded in her face. The plan had been simple: a quick trip out of town to handle family matters, trusting that my ranch would stay safe and untouched in my absence. It wasn't just private property. It was a working ranch filled with livestock, delicate pastures, and restricted areas requiring careful management. But HOA had her own plans, and respecting boundaries was never part of them. Using a landscaping contractor who had done minor work for me months earlier, found out the ranch would be empty. That was all the opportunity she needed. Within hours of my departure, she arranged for trucks, tents, catering, and seating for over 150 wedding guests. She didn't bother to ask permission. She didn't rent the space. She simply decided my land would be the perfect venue for her dream day. Without a thought for the animals, the fields, or the damage she would cause, wedding erupted into a full-blown event. Vehicles tore up the pasture land, leaving deep ruts in carefully maintained soil. Guests wandered through restricted areas, some even letting their kids chase livestock for entertainment. Trash piled up around barns and fence lines and irrigation. Systems were damaged when heavy equipment was carelessly moved across sensitive areas. Posed for pictures under ancient trees planted by my great-grandparents, claiming the beauty of the ranch as if it were her own achievement. She bragged to her guests about negotiating a special deal with the owner, spinning a lie to cover her blatant trespassing. She even went so far as to set up fireworks, completely ignoring the posted fire hazard warnings during a dry season. When word eventually reached me through a neighboring rancher shocked by the sight, I realized the scale of the disrespect. I hadn't just borrowed space. She had violated everything the ranch stood for. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a calculated act of entitlement, fueled by her belief that consequences were for other people, not for her. Fantasy wedding would soon turn into a legal nightmare she couldn't escape, and every careless choice she made that day would come back to destroy her perfect image. For more outrageous HOA drama and jaw-dropping entitlement, subscribe now to HOA Tales Unraveled.